The Wanderer, Episode 2 of Bailey's Way, starring Esther Purvis Smith.
I hate karaoke. What possesses people to stand up in public and make fools of themselves? It's hot in here. I hate smoky crowds. The beer tastes flat. I'm Constable Tanis Bailey, and I'm in a lousy mood.
Here they come, Bob and Sue.
I hate people having fun. I'm 5 days into my 2-week suspension for police misbehavior, insubordination, and discreditable conduct. I went off on my own without orders. I put my nose in where it didn't belong, and I crossed my superior. Not bad for a day's work.
Hi, Ace. Sorry I'm late. How you doing?
I'm as happy as a little bird.
Top on the shelf, not so fun, eh?
How come you're limping, Donaldson? Trip over something? Your last faux pas?
Beer's flat.
That's what I thought. You want to go somewhere else?
Yeah, as far away from karaoke as humanly possible. God, it's smoky in here. Let's just drive around.
Fine with me. Sorrow seeks company. That's the name of that tune. Hey, Donaldson, you want to hold my hand? You seem distracted. What's up? How come you're limping?
My wife kicked me.
Really?
Right in the kneecap. I went over there for a summit meeting. I wasn't in the door for 2 minutes and we were yelling at each other again.
Did you resolve anything?
We're getting a divorce.
That's what you said last time.
It's definitely the best thing for us. We've just been stalling.
You want to go get an x-ray?
I'll see how it looks tomorrow.
Ray, if I ever tell you I'm getting married, just take me out somewhere and shoot me.
What if I asked you to marry me?
Shoot both of us.
881-36.
Donaldson, over.
Have a message from your sister, Detective. Over.
Copy, go ahead.
She just said to tell you that your mother went wandering about 10 minutes ago. That's it. Over.
Thank you, out. Damn it.
Went wandering? Your mother? What?
She has Alzheimer's, Ace. It's our little family code for it. She's gone missing. This isn't the first time either.
Oh, we were only lovers once, Ray.
I know I should have told you, but it's been hard to handle. My sister's dealt with most of it. Mom lives with them.
That's hardly an explanation.
I'll work on it.
Any idea where she went?
Unpredictable.
What a nice day for you so far.
I feel like running away.
Care if I tag along for a while?
You shouldn't even be in the car, you know that, don't you?
I'll say you needed a nurse.
This is my sister, Deb, Constable Bailey.
Tanis.
Hi, Tanis. Come on in.
Thanks.
Where's Barry and Stevie?
I just put them to bed. David's reading to them. I'm having him stay over tonight in case I have to go out. Go say goodnight to them. They'd like to know you're here.
You don't need to tell me.
Why are you limping?
Dog bit me.
They call him Uncle Duck.
It suits him.
David's a babysitter. He's a godsend. Come and sit. She was diagnosed 5 years ago, and the symptoms have progressed so rapidly. I barely have words for it.
It's pathetic. It's awful.
Try living here.
How many times has she wandered off?
This is the third time, but never after dark before.
I'll get out there right away, Deb.
I'm not prodding you.
How did you find her the other times?
We made her a bracelet. Address, phone number. My name is Anna Donaldson, and I have Alzheimer's.
Ray's idea.
Someone called both times.
Perfect strangers. A cab driver and a gas station attendant. They both went out of their way to help. She could have just as easily gotten mugged or run over. The second time she was gone for an hour. We were in a frenzy. What time is it?
9 o'clock.
30 minutes and counting.
The boys are asleep now, Mrs. Carter.
Thanks, David. This is Tanis Bailey. She works with Ray.
Hi, David. We're in the same business, except he's important and I'm not. Actually, I've been suspended.
For a good cause?
Depends on who you talk to.
Right.
Can I watch some TV?
Sure. And help yourself to the fridge.
I'm sorry what happened, Mrs. Carter. The last time I looked, she was napping.
It's not your fault, David.
I know better, that's all.
Don't worry about it.
Is he good with the boys?
He's great. And he's been good with Mom, too, when Paul or I can't be here. We met him at a support group for families with afflicted members. His grandfather died of Alzheimer's. They were close.
How's your mom with the boys?
Sometimes she's good. Sometimes she gets frustrated. They think she's being funny when she asks them who they are.
I better get out there.
Hey, I'm coming with you. No arguments. I feel like a real bonehead. Me and my little problems about my inability to conform. How would you like to be walking somewhere in the city tonight, alone and confused and afraid? I'll never bitch about my life again. Yeah, right. I only have to be reminded about every 6 minutes or so. Bad day for Ray. First his wife, then his mother. There's tension in the air between him and his sister. Now, and when David came into the room, Ray turned into an iceberg. I wonder what that's about. How come you never told me about this before, Donaldson? I'm your friend. It's a serious issue.
You're insulted, right?
Well, I'm trying really hard not to be, but can't you just tell me why now?
Coming right up here, Ace. This is where Mum was found the first time.
At the Husky?
Yeah. The gas jock tried to talk to her, but she couldn't make heads or tails of Mum's gibberish. She gave her a coffee and a magazine and called the cops.
What do you mean, gibberish?
It's part of what happens with memory loss. Nobody knows very much about it. It's sort of like a short circuit in a switchboard. The words and what they're normally connected to get all scrambled up for some reason. Neurons, chemicals. I don't really understand it.
Is she scrambled all the time?
Not yet. She still has stretches of clarity. But it's really weird, you know. Certain words she'll get wrong the same way every time. She calls a hanky a sword. That's the best one.
Strange disease.
It's terrible.
How's her temperament?
All over the map. The drugs make her docile, but she's pretty scary without them sometimes. Did you, notice the scratches on Deb's face?
Yeah, I did.
Mum clawed her.
Jeez.
Hi, Detective Donaldson. Do you remember me from a few weeks ago?
Yeah. Let me guess. That old woman's wandered off again.
She's not that old. Have you seen her tonight?
Sorry.
Well, if you do, don't let her get away. She's faster than she looks.
Maybe that family should consider putting her in a nursing home or something.
Well, if they need some advice, I'll make sure they come right here to this dandy spot of intellect and get it straight from you. How's that?
I was just making a suggestion. I didn't mean to offend anyone.
Just pump the gas.
I'm a good citizen. Hey, come on, Ray, forget it. What's the matter with him? It's okay to talk about it, you know. I mean, I really do appreciate how tough it must be.
You think you do?
Because it's difficult, because she embarrasses you sometimes, because it's out of your control.
Get out of my head. Where the hell is she?
Ray, is her memory loss the same short and long? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Immediate memory suffers the most. What they call remote memory sometimes doesn't go at all and can finally become the only memory before everything pops off. And it will. Maybe that woman's right. Maybe we should put her in a home, but the only time I tried to bring it up, Deb flew off the handle. She thinks she and David can manage by themselves. She doesn't even ask much from me anymore.
What about her husband?
Paul? He sells sports equipment for a wholesale outfit. He's on the road a lot. If you want to know the truth, I think their marriage is heading for crisis.
How old is David?
16. Why?
I get this distinct feeling you don't like him very much.
I don't trust him like Deb does. There's something going on behind his eyes. It's always put me off. Deb doesn't see it.
The second time your mom wandered off, she was found by a cab driver, right?
Yeah, right beside that Greek restaurant on Center Street. That's quite a long walk from the house. I was amazed.
Do you remember the cabbie's name, what company?
It isn't going to help, Ace.
Humor me.
Yeah, I was just sitting on the street in front of the restaurant here. I just dropped off a fare for dinner, and I saw her coming down the sidewalk. And as soon as she saw me, she started to run toward me. And when she got closer, I could see she had this real panicky look on her face.
What did she say to you?
I couldn't understand it. It was all mixed up.
Then she climbed into the cab.
Right behind me. And she started yelling in that language again. And then she got me in a chokehold. And when I finally pried her hands off my throat, that's when I noticed her medical bracelet. I thought she'd escaped from a nut house.
She can go from tears to rage to silence in a matter of seconds.
Then what happened?
She curled up on the back seat and went to sleep. I looked at her bracelet, called, then drove her home.
Anything else? Anything noteworthy?
When she got out of the car, she looked me straight in the eye and said, "Thanks for the nice picture book, Daddy." I'd forgotten about that.
Well, thanks for taking the time.
I'll keep an eye out for her.
What are you thinking?
I'm looking looking for a pattern. Maybe she wanders off in pursuit of the same thing each time.
She gets lost going to the bathroom, Ace. She gets the TV and the microwave mixed up. She doesn't recognize her own family half the time. She'll start the same sentence 50 times in a row and stop off in the same place like a broken record. Yeah, it's enough to make you scream.
There, you just described a pattern.
Leading to what?
I don't know.
It's leading to the most pitiful end you can imagine, that's where. You know what? I'll be glad when it's over. Sometimes I wish you'd just wander off the edge of the earth.
That's a normal reaction, Ray. Stop beating yourself up about it.
Stop analyzing me.
I'm sorry. Look, it's almost 9:30. Let's go back to your sister's place. She could probably use the company for a while.
Why don't I drop you off there and I'll keep looking?
Half the service is looking for her, Ray. Take a few minutes with your sister. How are you holding up, Deb?
She's been gone more than an hour now.
A new record.
I'm getting apprehensive.
You don't let it show much.
I've trained myself not to. It started with the kids, I suppose. Not to alarm or upset them. Oh, don't get me wrong. I blow up about once a week. I go outside. I go in the bathroom.
Not like I do, you mean?
You're too on your guard tonight, Ray.
You gave me a look.
I did not.
I've lost it with Mum a few times. I've yelled at her. It gets to me quicker.
I've had a lot more practice, that's all.
Oh, and we both know where this conversation is heading.
Do we?
Don't we?
Excuse me, I think I'll go for a walk.
We've nothing to hide from you, Tanis.
Oh, this is for me. I need one. What's on?
The Road Warrior.
Mel Gibson before he was famous. Great little flick.
I like the kid with the boomerang.
Yeah, he's neat. David, Mrs. Carter told me your grandfather died of Alzheimer's. She said you two were close.
He was more like my father.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
What do your parents do?
They're split up. I don't know where he is, but Mom's probably in the bar with her friends.
At least she has some friends.
If you can call them that.
Who's your best friend?
I don't really have one. It doesn't matter, they only end up turning against you anyway. As soon as I get my driver's license, I'm going to travel across the country. Mrs. Carter says I can have her mom's car someday.
What about school?
I'm lousy at it.
When I was 17, I took off from home. My father was in the Air Force. We were stationed in Germany for a while. I went all over Europe and Greece and Turkey, Pakistan.
Did you ever regret it?
No, but there's always a price to pay.
I'll pay it.
David, tell me what happened today with Mrs. Donaldson. What do you remember?
I don't know. Mr. Carter's out of town again, and Mrs. Carter went to the store for something, and Mrs. Donaldson was taking a nap, and Barry and Stevie were playing on the floor, and I was playing Nintendo. And then that's when Detective Donaldson dropped in.
Detective Donaldson was already here once today?
Yeah.
When? What time?
I don't know, about 8 o'clock when Mrs. Carter was at the store.
How long was he here?
I don't know, about 10 minutes.
What did he want? What did he say?
He said he wanted to take his mother for a walk. So I kept playing Nintendo for a while, and then Mrs. Carter got home, and that's when we realized Mrs. Donaldson was gone from the house.
Didn't you tell her that Detective Donaldson had been here?
No.
Why not?
He told me not to.
What do you mean?
He just said it wasn't necessary for Mrs. Carter to know that he'd been here.
Ray and I were lovers, for God's sake. I see him as my confidant, my mentor. Why would he keep things from me in a time of crisis? What's going on in this household? Where's Ray?
He went downstairs. We had a big argument. I'm sure you saw it coming.
Maybe it's a night for revelations.
A counselor told us 2 years ago that Alzheimer's is a family disease, and I didn't really know what she meant by that until recently.
It must be exhausting.
It's a wrecking ball.
I'm sorry.
I've always thought that my life has been more screwed up than Ray's has over this, but I'm not so sure about that anymore.
What do you mean?
Maybe it's Mom. Maybe it's his job. Maybe it's his marriage. Maybe it's sibling rivalry. Maybe it's everything all piling up, but...
What, Deb?
You probably see him more than we do, Tanis. Does he seem like himself to you these days?
I don't know how to answer that.
God, I was only gone for half an hour.
Deb.
She was a high school English teacher. She was bright and funny and thoughtful and philosophic and... She loved books. She loved to read. And now you should see her. Oh, she reads, still reads. She'll read the same page over and over and over and over until someone comes along and turns the damn page for her. And she never remembers a bloody word of it. Forgive me. I'm sorry. A lot of people with Alzheimer's are suicidal. I've had the most vivid nightmare, and